found a pretty cool trick. Speaking of boobs. I did want to mention too, before we talk about that, did you guys see who's going to be the new host of Wheel of Fortune? Wheel of Fortune guy?
Is it really?
Now, see, we just talked about this. You probably don't even know Wheel of Fortune that well. You don't know the network stuff like I do. You know Wheel of Fortune, though, right?
Well, of course I know Wheel of Fortune. Wheel of Fortune comes on right before Jeopardy.
Well, they flipped it here for some reason. I'll never understand why they did that. Here, I don't know if they still have it that way. It used to be, like you said, it was Wheel of Fortune, it was local news, then Wheel of Fortune, then Jeopardy, right?
Yeah, it was always the show for dummies first, then the show for smarty second.
Right. No, they, for whatever reason, they flipped it here at one point. I'm not really sure why. I don't know if they've changed it back or not. But yeah, they did change it at one point. It was very stupid. But yeah, so you know Pat Sajak, he retired. He's out.
Yep.
And
he's
now
getting ready to retire. He hasn't retired yet, right? Like he's still got the rest of the season, like through the summer or something.
Yeah, I think they've decided who the actual replacement will be. Because Pat's finishing up his run there with Vanna. And
there was a bunch of people that had their hat in the ring, like LeVar Burton, right?
I think he was Jeopardy. He was Jeopardy.
Yeah, but he still threw his name in the hat for this one too, I think.
Boy, he's trying hard. Just go be Geordie LaForge, man. You are made for Star Trek Next Generation. Just be the blind engineer, okay? It's what we all know you love and love you from. But no, so you didn't hear who it's going to be?
No.
Oh, the man with 8 billion jobs.
Oh, it is him.
Ryan Seacrest. Yep. You don't like Seacrest?
No.
How can anybody dislike Ryan Seacrest? He's so gregarious.
Hard. He's just so he just
too much of him.
Across as so fake.
Oh, I think he's just such a polished.
Yeah,
host.
that's what I mean. He's too polished. I don't know.
Maybe he'll be a little bit
too much disgusting comedy or to enjoy the things that are too polished and way too politically correct.
Maybe he'll be a little bit looser on this show than he is on other shows because it's, like you said, it's a show for dummies almost. Like everybody knows that Wheel of Fortune's kind of like, and Pat, do you think Pat may be going through a little bit, like maybe he's got dementia or something, because he was doing some weird stuff for a minute towards the end of his run. Do you see any of the stuff he was doing, or he was like,
I haven't. I can't tell you the last time I watched the show.
Well, I haven't really watched it either, but I just remember seeing stories in the news about him just kind of going off on contestants, and I think he like ran up and hugged a contestant or some weird thing. He just doing odd things. But I didn't watch Pat. I didn't watch Wheel of Fortune for Pat Sajak. I didn't watch Wheel of Fortune for the letters. I watched it for the person turning the letters, baby. That's the reason I watched the Wheel of Fortune.
Vanna.
That's right. So when all this hullabaloo was going on around Pat Sajak, I was like, who the F gives a crap where that guy's going to go? What's going on with Vanna? Well, there's been an update to what's going on with Vanna White's fate on Wheel of Fortune. Well, it turns out for years that she has been getting paid significantly less than Pat Sajak. Now, I understand he's the host and he handles most of the duties and stuff, but I'm going to be honest with you. I only watched that show when I was a kid for Vanna White. She was wearing her hot-ass evening gowns. She was gorgeous. She's still beautiful, but back then in the mid-'80s, man, that was the top of the top, man. She was. This is where my obsession with blondes began, I believe, is with Vanna White. I truly believe it's
Ooh.
That's where it started, because
first one for sure. So I can remember, like, that sticks out.
The only other one that I kind of remember, and this is an old reference, is Lonnie Anderson. You remember Lonnie Anderson? Nope. Yeah, that's an old reference, and I can't type to pull it up, or I'd show her to you. But yeah, that's she's old school. She was on that show WKRP in Cincinnati. That's a really old show. So that was old when I was little. But so yeah, that's where my obsession with blondes came from. But she apparently she hired an aggressive lawyer because they were getting rid of considering just getting rid of her altogether if somebody like Ryan was going to come like an established host, and that there were reports that Vanna hasn't had a pay increase in 18 years. That's
Does
insane.
it say there how much she's making though?
About $3 million a year.
Mm-hmm.
So, and apparently
To turn some letters and walk across the stage, that's a pretty fat paycheck.
Well, Pat Sajak makes 5 times as much. So I think that was where the beef was. So they're trying to get her. She's hired an attorney, trying to get her money. She's trying to get paid. So big
She
up
went
to
to
Vanna White.
back pay, or she got an aggressive lawyer to renegotiate her contract for moving forward.
Yes, renegotiate moving forward to try to get paid. So because I'm sure Ryan Seacrest is going to be getting paid an outrageous amount of money to do this.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm sure. With her having been there for 40 years, you'd think that they would, take care of Anna at this point. I mean, like I said, she's the reason I started watching that show. My dad would be like, that was his favorite joke in the world. Vanna White would be walking and she'd have she'd be wearing a backless dress, and he'd like nudge me and be like, she's wearing that dress backwards, you know? He's such a creep.
But just think, man, that woman has made over $55 million.
Well, it's been 18 years that they haven't renegotiated it. So if she's been making $3 million times 18 or $3 million times 18 years, that's a lot of money for, like you said, turning numbers. So, but hey, if they're gonna go that far and spend all that money on Ryan Seacrest, why not keep her around? I'm trying to read and see anybody. Amanda's saying brunettes are better. Hey, as I've gotten older, you can't go wrong with with a good brunette too. But blondes, that's where my heart lies. You can't go wrong with the blondes. CYX says she brought in the viewers, which equals profits. Agreed. Totally agree. That's why they got to give her all that money. Give her the money. Pay her.
This girl I'm dating right now, I think, is the first brunette I've ever dated.
Yeah.
They've all been blondes.
What is Diz yelling fired about in there? I'm not trying to figure out what fired. Get rid of her? Fire her? Fire her? Diz asked her? Are you nuts?
Come on, Diz.
That's absolutely insane. I can't believe it. Disaster. You said some dumb things, but that might be the dumbest thing. Brittany wants to know, how do I apply to get her job? Yeah, no, I know. It'd be a great job. That would be a great job. All right. So good luck to Ryan Seacrest and Vanna White. I will definitely continue watching. Or maybe I haven't watched really. I watch it every once in a while. But when I do watch it, I'm so good at it. I would never win any money. I have a weird uncanny ability with that show. I'm able to usually figure out the and B1 would be able to vouch for this. I would not win $1 on Wheel of Fortune because I would pick one letter or two and then solve the puzzle. It would be.
That's when you got to go strategy right there. That's when you just spell it all the way out, all the way through, one letter at a time. Just stack bread.
Nope, my pompous narcissism would make me want to show off how well I can solve these puzzles versus winning the game. All I would care about is showing my prowess at finding hidden words like a dork. So yeah, good luck to them. Do you know who Kayla Simmons is?
No, I don't know
that
either.
Speaking of boobs, well, she is the world's sexiest volleyball star. And she is very well known on TikTok and Instagram for all her, hot posts. Well, here
is this the one from Oregon? Where's she from? Where'd she play in college?
She went to Marshall. She went to Marshall University. She played volleyball there, and since she
freak Moss went.
That's right. That's right. That's where that's where the plane that the whole team got wiped out in a plane crash, and that team they did a movie about. So she finished volleyball, moved to LA, and started becoming a TikToker and influencer, and just basically just showing everybody this for a living. This is what she shows. This is what she does. Hello. Welcome to another Dumb Show. I'm another Dumb Show host. Thank you for streaming with us here on YouTube this evening. I appreciate everybody joining us. Thank you for dealing with the late start. I appreciate everybody doing that. It's been quite a bit of a whirlwind day for your old pal Dumb. So you'll have to excuse me if I seem a little bit distracted as we move along here, and I'm trying to get the phones up and running as best as we can, so hopefully we can get those running. In the meantime, I'm checking down here. I do think we have my main man, Mikey. What's going on, Mikey? How are you? Are you there? What's up, my dude? Mics are off on my end. Hold on. Here we go. What's up, dude? Take two.
What's up, buddy? How you doing?
I'm doing very well, man. It's good to see you. How's
put me on hold for 30 minutes there. I may have overdone it. So we'll see how this goes.
I apologize for that, guys. It's been, like I said, it's been kind of a whirlwind day here. Sorry, and I'm trying to get these phones here rebooted here as we talk here. But yeah, it was. It started up the day with just a normal. What is going on here? No, I don't want to do any of this stuff. I don't.
You ever have such a deep cough that you like have one of them like bell ringer moments where it really feels like at any moment you could just completely black out and fall over? It almost feels like doing a whippet.
Mine are more so, my big coughing moments are more so along the lines of I feel like I'm going to break a bone in my neck. That's what I worry about more than anything, because I seem to, when I cough really hard, my neck just doesn't like it. And somebody give me a call on these phones here and see if they work. 844-HIT-DUMB, 844-448-3862. They were being weird there. But like I said, it's been kind of a crazy whirlwind day for me. It started out just like your normal day, except the fact I woke up super early. I never really wake up that early because I'm up doing this and I drink some beers, and then I end up being, I'm up late. And sometimes I'll throw on some video games after this to kind of decompress a little bit. So I end up staying up later than I should. Well, today I ended up waking up really early. And so I just got up and I just kind of started putzing around on the computer. It was just kind of dicking around, not really doing much of anything. And then all of a sudden, it was like, I don't know what happened. It was like the smoke clouds that we're all dealing with around here parted. Oh, good. The phones are working. Good stuff. So we'll grab some phone calls here in a sec. So if you guys want to call, you can do that. 844-HIT-DUMB, 844-448-3862 is the number to call if you want to call into the show. So all of a sudden, my email just started going ping, 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 ping. And I don't know what's been going, what happened, if it was just the universe listening to us or there's some sort of algorithm happening or something, but I got an email from a marketing company that is working they're a pretty big marketing company. When I looked into it, it was pretty cool. They are working the Honda 200 IndyCar race at Mid-Ohio this weekend, which is like a pretty big race on the IndyCar circuit. And they need somebody to come down and be an MC and do some DJing. So for the whole weekend. So it's, yeah, dude, I just happen to have this weekend off too. So I got
goosebumps for you.
Dude, this is such a blessing in disguise, just both financially and just like just kind of like the universe is listening, because we've been talking about racing so much and how I've been saying how I've been getting into.
You definitely don't have no FOMO no more about any type of racing.
I know, right? I mean, I was saying I had the F1 FOMO, but when I don't have my F1 or my NASCAR, I've been doing IndyCar, and I found myself really liking IndyCar and open wheel like F1 more and more. And so when I got this email, I was like, oh my God, is something listening, and it's like somehow filtering it through, like, because Instagram listens to everything we say and everything we do, and then they feed us all that stuff. I'm just wondering, like, is somehow Google doing that too, and just kind of
course
routing all this stuff, like, and so I'm talking about racing, and somehow somebody who has something to do with racing starts Googling DJs in the area, and somehow it comes up. I know it's probably totally unrelated, but it seems like the universe has somehow related it, and it just kind of worked out really well. So.
You need an assistant or something? You need a bitch to carry all your stuff?
Sure.
I ain't got nothing going on this weekend.
I'm not kidding. You want to come? Absolutely. I can say I need an assistant and somebody to help carry stuff. You can come hang out with me. I don't know how much actual racing will be, where we're at, if we can actually see it yet. I haven't gone over any of the logistics just yet. So, but hell yeah, if you want to do that.
Well, I can be there. I can be there at the drop of a hat.
I just booked. That's part of why we started late, is because I was waiting for them to confirm everything, because I was a little uncomfortable because they wanted to do stuff through like their payment method is a little bit different than the way I'm used to doing it. And I had to give a lot of info that I wasn't normally comfortable giving. But I ended up doing it anyway, because it was such a big prospect, and I researched the company and I did all these background checks on these people. And I'm like, okay, this seems legit. So I'm going to go through with it. And so I sent over all the information, my contract, invoice, all that good stuff. And then I'm just sitting there waiting, and hours are going by. And I'm like, as I'm sitting there waiting, I'm kind of getting more nervous. Like, did I give information to people that I shouldn't have given? Did I just get Nigerian princed here?
Yeah, did you? I overshared. They knew that they baited me with racing. They've been listening to the show. They know how stuck I am on it. God damn it, they got me.
All of that was going through my head. Because again, my little tiny brain thinks the world revolves around me sometimes. So I'm like, oh my God, the trolls have won. They've gotten me. They went for the throat on what they know I need to make money and all that good stuff on. But no, thankfully, after a while, I emailed her because it had been hours. And then finally I was like, could I maybe let's just email them. And I even called her just to like say, hey, what's going on? Where are we at? Because, considering I gave you this information, I just kind of want an update. Let me know you got it at least, kind of a thing. And I didn't hear back.
Confirmation.
Yeah, didn't hear back. And then I ended up hearing back when I actually had to, it's a long story, but I ended up having to go get my kids, and the timeline, I'll get into that in a little bit. But I ended up getting an email while I was on the road. The contract came in, contract signed, we're all good to go. It's all booked, baby. And then I immediately realized, well, not immediately, I was like, I had already been kind of thinking to myself, what am I going to do? This place is an hour and a half away. I'm not going to get up, and it starts early in the morning and it goes till like the late afternoon, early evening. So I'm like, I'm not going to drive an hour and a half to this place. So I should probably get a hotel and stay in a hotel. So that's part of the reason we started late today, is because once I finally got the contract, I needed to get that all taken care of with them. And then I needed to get a hotel room booked. So Mikey, if you do come, you can share the king size bed that I just booked in Mansfield. So,
dude, cuddle puddle, bro.
That's right. We can figure something out. I don't know if they have a couch or what, but if
I'm a floor guy.
You're a floor guy. I can't put you on the floor, dude.
I've lived on a floor,
but you're not.
So this shit ain't gonna.
We'll do head toe or whatever they call that, head to toe. But no, so that's the big news, man. So it's going to be on Friday, which means I think what I might do is I might just go live on Friday and just do the thing. I might just do like a members only thing, because I'm going to be playing music. So obviously it's going to just be a bunch of copyright violations. So I can't really make any money on it or anything like that. So I might just do a members only thing for everybody. So if you're not a member of the League of Dummies, I would urge you to please hit that join button and become a member of the League of Dummies. It's $1.99 a month, and it's the best way to support the show. And you'll have access to what I believe we're going to be doing on Friday is I'm just going to go live from the event. I don't know if I'm going to go live. I'm just going to throw it on and go live for like most of the day and just let people pop in and out, or if I'm going to do a specific time. I have to find out a little bit more of their schedule and what they're expecting of me. And then once I know what they're expecting of me, then I can kind of plan around that a little bit more. So Friday might be pretty interesting. It could make for a pretty fun show. Who knows what would happen later on, even afterwards. If I get back to the hotel room, I maybe do a hotel room. It depends on the signal. I have no idea what kind of signal I'll get, and it would just be from my phone. So we wouldn't have this sweet background or anything like that. So a lot of different things. Thank you, Tessa. She says she's very excited for me. Thank you. And I did see some people asking if I gave Best Buy cards as a payment method. Yes, I actually ran out to the gas station. I bought a bunch of Best Buy. I bought a bunch of Best Buy cards, a bunch of gas station cards, and lottery tickets, and I sent it all to them, and they said, "You're in, buddy." So, no, I'm really excited. Freestyling is asking, "How do I join the League of Dummies?" I'm watching on my iPhone, and I don't see a join button. You know, I've heard this from other people that it's a problem on the iPhone. I don't know where it hides. I'm not an iPhone guy, so I don't know where it hides.
Can't do it on an iPhone.
Apparently, you can't do it on the iPhone. So maybe, are you able to hit like
do it on my laptop?
If you do it, and does iPhone give you an option? Like if you go to a web page, can you hit the desktop only version of it? Like, so if you don't open YouTube, like if you'll go to the app, like the browser and do it through Safari or something, I don't know how that will work. So.
Sounds like a good idea in theory, but I did not try that. I just hopped on my laptop and joined real quick.
Yeah, that might be the next best option, honestly, if you want to try to join, my dude. So I do appreciate you wanting to join up. And I appreciate not Cream Pie Tony P saying he wants to have an all day long stream chat party. So that's kind of what I was thinking. I just let it throw it up for you guys and see how the batteries would work on the phone. And, you know, we'll kind of juggle it and see what happens from there. So I think it'll be a lot of fun. I see Jeff Jr. in there already saying that you're closing your eyes and the show just started. Well, yeah, we started late. So Mikey had a little bit of time to kill, so I'm sure he was enjoying.
I took to the trip to the moon. I collected some rocks. I brought those back, and those things, things punch hard.
Yeah, I can't wait until they make recreational legal here so we can start getting some of those, man, because I'm really looking forward to having some of those in my life.
I'm so nervous right now. They just raided one of my spots that I go to.
Oh no, the boomer spot or your chronic spot?
No. A different chronic spot, like third on my list of places that I go to. But they have multiple locations in different counties, and there was rumors about this happening now that they finally handed out the licenses.
Yeah.
And, you know, there's only 3 licenses handed out in like a tri-county area where I'm from.
That's not that's not going to work there.
Exactly. But now all of these licensed shops are going to complain about the non-licensed ones running because it's taking income from them.
Sure, of course.
All local governments and everything like that are going to crack down on all these ones that are operating outside of the law.
Oh,
and
man.
It's going to make it so like there's going to be a line to get in. Quantity is going to be a lot less because you're just channeled to 2 stores.
Welcome to our world, in the medical world here. That's how it is here. That's exactly how it goes here. So
we have a franchised one that just opened here called Rise.
Yeah,
and they're medical.
That's our main one here. We have Rise is the main. There's several Rises around here, and then there's a couple other smaller ones.
Dude, I walked into that place and they had security working, and I was like, oh yeah, I was just here because recreational. They were like, nope, not this one yet. You got to have a medical card. They were like, we can get you one in 20 minutes if you want. I was like, no.
We can.
It's like I don't need a consultation. I said I'll just wait till you guys get your license because I assume a big one like that. I think they're one of the ones that got their license.
That is funny how quickly you can get one of those these days. I mean, you can really, you really don't have to have much of an ailment to end up getting one of those cards. You can, say your shoulder hurts and you end up with a card.
And I'm almost certain the medical New York State still has some funky rules. Like it can only be up to a certain percentage. I'm not sure you can get whole flower. I'm pretty sure you can only get ground bud.
Oh man, there's all kinds of weird rules. Here they sell it in tenths, which is the strangest thing. When you're used to it on the street, obviously it's quarters, halves, or even eighths or whatever, and even those smaller bags. Here they sell it in tenths, 2.83 grams. It is the strangest thing. So it doesn't make any sense. You try to figure out what you're getting. You end up, you buy two of these tenths and you think you're getting a quarter, but you're really not. It's way less still. It's
only like 5.6 grams. Like how much does that cost?
Oh, it all depends. It's very expensive. 2.83 grams it could go anywhere from like the lower stuff is $20 and it goes $23, and the good end stuff can be as high as 48. So It gets pricey, bro. It gets real pricey if you want to get it from the medical dispensary around here. If you want to get that good
Well, what's
34%.
gonna suck now is we haven't been paying tax. I haven't paid tax on a single thing yet.
Yeah.
And now there's going to be this like 13% state tax that they smack on top of it. So,
Yeah.
My $50-$60 eighths right now with some good butt are going to be going up to $65-$75.
Yeah, well, I do think from what I see, they are starting to bring some of the prices down here a little bit. Like I think I saw the other day they had a half or an ounce or something for like $70 or something. So but that's the lower end. We're talking 19-20% stuff. That's just like, it's not going to really do much unless just, get you stuff or get you,
Keep that Reggie Bush away from me.
Yeah, that pretty Reggie, right? It's not the good Reggie, the old downtown brown. It's like it's pretty Reggie now is what I call it because it works like Reggie. And I see Leper in there says he gets himself a half a week from his dispensary, and Leper sent me an email that I will get to here in a little bit. I do have somebody that's been sitting on hold for a little bit, so I will answer this phone call. We'll roll the dice real quick, and we'll take this call, and we'll see. Who do we have here? Well, hi, you're on another dumb show. Who's this?
Brio Italiano Grill.
Okay. What's up, man?
It's my favorite restaurant.
Cool. Going once. Going twice.
Do you go there?
I've never been to Brio, no.
Never been to Brio Italian Grill, man?
No, I haven't. So anything else? I'm going to wrap it up here.
Good subs, bro.
Good subs. Okay, cool. Well, a good restaurant review there from that person. I appreciate it. Very good. Good stuff. Good stuff there. Speaking of Leper Messiah in there, I did mention that he sent an email in. I got a couple emails here. I got one from Kevin. Kevin is asking, hey, Dom. Here, I'll let Mikey go do your thing for a sec there. Kevin says, hey, Dom, not sure if anyone's asked before, but now since you're not on RMG, can you tell us what restaurant you'd get that chicken sandwich from that you'd get that would cause your smelly syndrome for years ago? So he's referring to cheesy ass syndrome, which was a syndrome I dealt with when I would eat a specific fast food item that would cause me to, just make my ass smell like cheese. There's no other way to get around it. It wasn't necessarily even the farts, just the general area down there was just so awful that I actually had to mask it by sleeping in my jeans to cover it up because it was that disgusting and gross. Enough that it made me grossed out. So I couldn't figure out what it was for the longest time. And then I realized, and you guys can attest to this with my current obsession with Arby's and that Wagyu burger. I've had it over and over and over lately. I go on these kicks of things that I like from these certain restaurants, and maybe I'll have to try the sub from Brio, and I can go on a kick from eating that. But I go on these kicks, and I eat and eat and eat and eat, and the same thing over and over. And I'm happy to announce what that item was. And I think I might have said before, but if you missed it, Kevin, I don't think this sandwich is actually even in existence anymore. It was a Burger King chicken sandwich that they made about, I don't know, however many years ago it was now. But this sandwich, it's no longer on their menu. They've since, I think, put out 2 or 3 different types of chicken sandwiches, even since because there was the chicken sandwich wars of, I believe, 2020 or 2021 that went on, where all these different restaurants started introducing all their different chicken sandwiches, all these fast food places. So I was eating copious amounts of an old Burger King chicken sandwich that's not in existence. So I've had the new one, and I did go on a little tear with it, eating it over and over again for a little bit. And I'll tell you what, no cheesy ass syndrome, guys. So dumb approved. You won't get cheesy ass syndrome by eating the new cheeseburger or the chicken sandwich from Burger King. It's actually good stuff. Now, Leper Messiah. Yesterday we were talking about, I believe it was yesterday, Mikey. We were talking about the phones yesterday, or was that the day before? I don't remember. Were we talking about the kids in school having phones? I don't know.
I thought that was yesterday, I believe.
It was yesterday. All right, cool. Well, Leper in our
2
chat,
days ago. It was 2 days ago.
Was it? Either way. Leper in the chat, he had mentioned that his kid goes to a school, and the reason that they're not allowing kids in the schools has nothing really to do with the kids paying attention or any of that kind of stuff. They're trying to limit the phones in the schools, according to Leper, to prevent people in the news and everyone else from seeing what's going on in these schools. Because apparently...
Yeah, he was going to send a fight video or something.
Well, he came through, old Leper. He's the man of his word. I said, hey, it would be great if you were able to, send those videos in. And sure enough, he sent them in today. So I do have these videos that I'm going to show you. And I'm going to warn you, they're pretty graphic and they're pretty triggering in that sense. So if you've ever been involved in a fight, it might make you uncomfortable. If you don't like seeing people fight, it could make you uncomfortable. So I'm just giving you a warning because I'm getting ready to play it. So this is going on in one of the middle schools down in Akron. I can't remember which one it was, but I don't think I need to even mention it, honestly. But so yeah, watch this. And I think Leper, tell me if you think he's onto something here. Here we go.
Go get help! Go get help! Go get help!
And it cuts to, real quick, I know, isn't that crazy? It cuts to a few different clips throughout. So it'll just go, because there's like 4 or 5 of them. They're like Snapchats. So they're all kind of short. But there's about a minute's worth of 4 clips or something like that. So if it just suddenly starts to go into another one, that's why, because it is another one.
God. Go get help! Go get help! Go get help!
Okay, these are students just throwing down in class. Never once witnessed that. Bathroom brawl. Some kid, he's fighting back at least. I thought he was just getting beat up for a sec, but he's actually fighting back. These kids are just walking down the hall, minding their own business. Until, nope. Let's grab dude. Yank him into the bathroom. And just start beating on him. Just randomly beating some kid. Then it continues out into the hallway. And then 2-on-1. Jesus.
Man.
Oh no, it wasn't good.
I'm noticing a theme in these videos.
What are you saying? What do you theme? Just chaos? Chaos and madness in schools? What theme are you noticing?
Those were all white kids getting jumped.
It did look that way a little bit. I couldn't tell if the one kid with the dark hair or the red hair was a mixed kid. So I wasn't sure about that.
No, that kid looked like a Gallagher. Fucking grabbed Ron Weasley and grabbed him into the bathroom and started beating him up.
They just, that poor lip just getting beaten there. That's what I thought when you said the Gallaghers. I thought you were thinking of Seamus or whatever. Yeah. I don't think I ever really witnessed anything like that in a classroom or any fight like that. And again, I know I went to kind of a smaller school. Freestyling, thank you for joining the League of Dummies there. I appreciate it. And I got a Long Island Lou member status. He's also sent same guy, Freestyling. There you go, Long Island Lou. Thank you. A super chat donation there as well. So I, as a parent watching that, am scared for my kid. That's what Mechanical's asking. As a parent, I watch that and I freak out. And it 100% tells me we need to keep the phones in schools. These kids need to keep documenting this so word gets out how absolutely nuts it is.
This needs to change. This scares the shit out of me with my girlfriend's kid being 7 years old and going to Rochester City School Districts. He's at the schools where the Kia boys are flying through in the bus circle every day.
Oh, geez.
And, he's talking about seeing these kids in the cars flying around and stuff like that. And he's 6 years old. He's in first grade.
That's happening in the school parking lots and stuff. Why would they do that?
Yeah, all those videos, those kids are driving through where kids are like walking and getting out of school at the end of the day.
That's absolutely insane. I mean, what else so how are they trying to stop this in Rochester? What is happening with the Kia boys down there? They're just letting these guys run rampant. They're not doing anything to
we're one of those. Everybody's stealing them. It's the most stealable car. There's certain cities in the United States that are suing Kia right now
Yeah.
For allowing these cars to be out there. They knew that they were susceptible to it, and it just happens every day. I want to say on Saturday morning, driving home from the city, I saw 2 Kias ditched on the side of the expressway.
Jeez Louise.
You could just tell that they were completely totaled, scraped both sides, flat tires all around, and you could just tell they were ditched in the middle of the expressway at whatever time in the morning.
So all these Kias that are being stolen, I thought they were being stolen for parts and stuff, like they're being chopped. Kias are being stolen.
No, they're being stolen by like 13 to 15-year-old kids.
Wow, that's crazy. I heard a rumor that one of the old phone screeners on RMG had his car stolen twice, like back to back. Mattitude. I heard he
really.
Yeah, I heard through the grapevine that he had a car stolen, and the insurance company replaced it, and like the next day or the day after, it was stolen from him. That one was too. So I don't really know what happened after that.
The same people came back twice.
It sounds like to me they knew. Yeah, they knew what was going on. Tessa says there were a bunch of fights in school when she was growing up. Went to Madison, which is small, but as a mom, she thinks it's ridiculous the kids are getting away with this kind of behavior. I couldn't even imagine dealing with that in school. I mean, it was. I got in one fist fight in like 8th grade in school, and they were like, that's the last fist fight you'll ever get in here, because I came from Aurora, which was like a smaller suburb, which was kind of, I don't know, it doesn't, long story short. I went from one suburb to another. The one suburb I grew up in, there was a good amount of kind of scuffling happening, and you'd get in trouble, and then you just get like an in-school suspension and you move on. And then I went to this other school in another suburb, got into a fight, and they made it very clear that that happened again, I would not be allowed to come back to school ever again. So that was like 0 tolerance policy at this school. So basically from like 8th grade on, I didn't witness any fights at all in school.
Oh man, we had quite a few. I mean, we had a big graduating class. Like I said the other night, we had like 450 people, 500 people in a graduating class. And our school was also one of the schools that was like an urban outreach program. So kids that had family members that lived anywhere close to Rush Henrietta could use their parent, their aunt and uncle or their cousin's residence as their address, and they just get bussed into our schools. Gotcha. And it would create this natural divide that shouldn't have been there, but it just created this natural divide. There's kids that have been going to school their entire life together.
That's what I was going to say. What was it? Was it more of a racial divide, or was it a divide along the lines?
It was. No, it was. It shouldn't have been. And
I've been to Rochester. I know how it is up there, man. It is very divided.
It's a tough city, man.
It's very divided for sure.
It's a tough city. It really is. And I remember I saw 1 or 2 things in high school that like I still think back to. We were walking up a staircase and somebody bumped into somebody, and because there was no words exchanged back, like I'm sorry for bumping into you or anything like that, it was taken at this big disrespect. And this dude that was like 6'4", 210 pounds, just hauled off and sucker punched this kid in the face. And I've never seen somebody's head bounce so hard off the wall behind him. And it was one of the bigger kids at our school that got rocked, and that dude's face split open like a cherry pie, dude, and he just folded like a chair.
Yeah, I'm fortunate. The only time I think that I remember is, the worst kind of beating I ever took in school was a sucker punch. I was walking down the hall, and this kid that was a couple grades older than me, for whatever reason, never spoken to this kid once ever in my life, just walked up and punched me right in the stomach. Just hauled off of me right in the gut. And he was older and way tougher and would have beat my ass. And I was like littler at that point, so I wasn't even going to begin to fight with this kid. And I just took it, and I was like walking like this. And there was a girl like walking with me who I had a big crush on, Lindsay. She was just walking with me like going, "Are you okay?" And I'm like trying to play it off all cool. I'm like, "Yeah, I'm fine. I'm good." Yeah. Meanwhile, my air's knocked out. You ever been punched in the stomach like that? That weird feeling you get, like all your muscles cramp up. Even if it like wind doesn't get knocked out of you, just get this weird like cramping. Oh, it's the worst. It's absolutely the worst.
Yeah, I think I got sucker punched once in high school. I had pushed this kid playing handball, and I turned my back on him, and I heard somebody say, Mike, and as I turned around, all I saw was his fist coming. This kid was a gymnast. He was twice my size, and there was nothing I could do other than like grab onto his arms and hope that he fell on top of me and didn't keep beating me.
Yeah.
But man, did he hit me hard in the chin. Oh, that hurt so bad.
Why did you get punched? What led up to that?
It was literally, we were going for a ball playing handball, and there was a whistle, and I gave him a little shove in the back afterwards because he had gotten a little physical with me.
Of course.
And I didn't think anything of it. You know, it was just a little shove.
Yeah.
And I ain't going to let nobody punk me, especially in no gym class. You know,
Oh, trust me, how Operation Icebox started. There was a kid, I can't remember what it was. We played this weird game in the gym where it was like kickball, but we all ran to the base at once. Like you'd stack up on the bases and then everybody would run. I don't even really remember.
You play with like a dodgeball. It was like mat ball.
Kind of was like a mix of dodgeball and kickball almost. I can't really even remember how we played it, but I just remember
a game like that. It was so fun.
It was awesome. It was really fun, but I just remember one day they were like picking teams or something like that, and I didn't get picked like with the cool kids, and I was kind of annoyed about it because like I was never quite one of the cool kids. I was always on the cusp of it, and then like right when I would get to the moment where I thought it was about to happen, I wouldn't happen. Like I wouldn't get on the cool kids team or whatever. And then I remember one of the kids, the kid that got picked instead of me, who was already one of the very cool kids, decided he was going to, and actually was somebody who was actually kind of I was cool with. So I didn't really understand when he started making fun of me for not getting picked and like pointing and laughing and just like dogging me out in front of the whole class. And the teacher like just stood there and watched. So I just all right, we're just going to let this happen. So I'm just going to go ahead and finish it. And I just walked up to this kid and just two hands shoved him and sent him flying because he wasn't expecting it to happen. I mean, I was face to face with him, so it wasn't a sucker punch, but I mean, he had every chance to put his hands up, but I sent this kid flying. And that's when I learned about Operation Icebox. That's when that's when my gym teacher said, all right, Sean, we need you to go upstairs. Oh no, where'd it go? My teacher said we need to have you go upstairs and Operation Icebox will be in, tell the principal Operation Icebox is in effect and we'll get you calmed down from there. And that's exactly what Operation Icebox was. They would just put me in the in-school suspension room for a little bit by myself and just give me time to chill out. Just give all that reactionary shit that I have when I started flying off the handle. They just put me in this little room, let the icebox chill old dumb out or a little dumb out. And next thing you know, I would be back to class, laughing it up, being sarcastic and causing trouble with everyone else. And part of the reason, I'm going to be honest with you, is that on the way to the detention room, I'd always have to stop at the principal's office. And in the principal's office, there was a big, huge, giant paddle that he had from when he was in a frat. And this paddle had like his frat nut things on it, like the whatever the logos. Like I have an ATO tattoo on my ass, so I have the Alpha Tau Omega symbols on me from an old bit on the old show. And so on this, so I remember seeing all the frat stuff on there, and he also had like holes drilled in it, so it was a legit paddle. You all right over there, dude? You're making a lot. Let me turn that down while you're going ham on your stuff over there. That makes a lot of noise when you're switching those carts in and out and clicking and banging over there. He turned his mic off. It's okay, dude. It's okay.
I clicked the wrong button.
It's all right. I
turned the camera off, not the mic off.
Look at this guy.
I turned the camera off, not the mic off.
You seriously, you know what I love about you? You really are the stereotypical stoner. Like you laugh and giggle and you get all like, I have like made it a goal to walk out of the house and nobody have any clue that I am as high as a kite. You know what I mean? I don't want people to look at me and think I'm high. Like, I hate that I have that chemical burn in my eyes and I can't get rid of the redness no matter what I do.
Big sunglasses.
But it doesn't matter because you literally, if somebody says something, you do that. You go, I love it. It's hilarious.
What do you want, man? I'm a giggler.
That's what's so funny about it. It's like straight up Cheech and Chong laughs. It's like it's so stereotypical, and I love it. It makes me laugh so hard. But the reason I brought up the paddle is because they're actually considering in Louisiana, they've banned all corporal punishment in schools unless you get written consent from your parents. Now,
there's going to be quite a few parents how many parents do you think? I think down south in that type of area, Bible Belt type of place, there's going to be a lot of parents that say, if my kid steps out of line, you hit him with a switch. I'm a little surprised that it hasn't already been banned. I thought that most corporal punishment was banned anywhere in schools. But yeah, I would assume so.
So first off, what teachers are still trying to do this? Like what teachers or principals still have the paddle in their room saying that they're ready to go? At any point you screw up, this paddle's going to get used on you. Like, that's still happening, that there are still principals out there and teachers that are threatening to slap the shit out of you if you're bad. I mean, that's just insane to me.
It's a scary thought. It really is a scary thought in 2023.
As a parent, if a teacher put their hands on my kid, I would lose my fucking mind. I would go nuts. I'd be like, I'm not allowed to slap these motherfuckers. You're not allowed to slap them. No.
Oh yeah. I even hear like a teacher talk sideways or something like that. And I'm not even a father and I still get that little thing. Like, he gets off the bus and he says the bus driver made a comment or something like that.
Yeah, right now in Louisiana, state law currently allows public school teachers and administrators to use corporal punishment on students without parents' permission. Such discipline includes hitting, paddling, and then striking, spanking.
That's a broad stroke. That covers everything.
Yeah, but here, I didn't even finish it. You want to hear how broad it is? Hitting, paddling, striking, spanking, slapping, or any other physical force that causes pain or physical discomfort. So they are allowed to do all those things for now, but they're not allowed to do it anymore unless your mom and dad write a letter and say, hey, if you want to strike my kid, it sounds like if you want to close up your fist and ball it up and just punch the kid right in the nose, you're allowed to.
It sounds like there was levels to that shit. Like,
as long as your parents,
depending on how severe your crime is,
well,
you're either going to get struck, slapped, spanked.
While I didn't get into fights like what we saw in that video that Leper sent in, I did get, in a lot of skirmishes. You know what I mean? Nothing where it was ever like a big brawl like that in school. But, I punched a kid. I've gotten punched, that kind of stuff. That happened when I was little.
Shoving matches in each other's face type of stuff.
All the time on the playground. Yeah. All the time. I was in trouble in the playground almost every day. I was a class clown. I was always trying to mess with the teachers. We had a substitute teacher in. I did everything I could to make that person's life hell.
Oh my God.
That was like
we used to throw fake seizures in high school. My buddy used to be able to fall on the ground and have a fake seizure the best that he could. God love Mike. Oh my God. We would sit right next to each other and we would give each other this look in the middle of the day, be like, are you going to do one right now? And this dude would start to foam and throw himself on the floor. Oh,
I thought
it was so great.
I thought wow. I thought that me switching seats with my other friend and changing our names, like I would say I'm Matt and he would say he's Sean. Like, I thought that was the real fun thing that we were doing, messing with them, or like, gluing a quarter to the floor and watching them try to pick it up, like little stupid shit like that. You guys are full blown faking medical emergencies to cause these teachers to have complete freakouts.
Watch these,
like that one that was in that video. Go get help. Go get help.
That don't want to be working.
And again, the phones are working, by the way, guys. 844-HIT-DUMP, 844-448-3862 if you want to call in with your stories, because it is hard for me to see the chat right now. I did mess up and I moved my chat back in front of me. Let me move it back, because when things got screwed up the other day, I had to move the chat off of where I had it at. So give me a sec. I'm going to try to get back up so I can see the chat again. That is
I was just reminiscing with some people about high school because we graduated 18 years ago this year.
Oh wow, you're almost to one of your reunions then. Have you ever been to one of your reunions?
No, we don't do. I don't know if there's ever been a reunion. If there is, whoever throws it, it wasn't part of the crowd I hung out with.
Oh yeah, see that was like our reunions are a really big thing where I grew up. Almost everybody comes back for them. I didn't go. I don't think I did.
Our class is so big, and we had so many different like small little cliques that all the small little cliques kind of stayed together, and they kind of do their own little thing, and we all still kind of hang out. But
there's definitely somebody throwing reunions for your class in high school. There's definitely somebody. You might not be getting the invite because you were one of the slackers or whatever, but that's not cool though. That's the whole point of the reunion is to see,
because high school was good. High school was good to me. I was the bridge and the gap between the druggies and the popular kids.
Oh, nice. That's cool. I always loved that kid.
Both worlds.
I love that kid. I really did love that kid. I was always one. You were one of my. See, no wonder we get along so well.
Between whatever group.
Yeah, I was kind of like that too. I just would never party. Until the end of my senior year, I never partied with anybody because I just didn't want to. Well, I was just too much of a puss, and I was worried about getting. I wanted to go to, play college football and all that stuff. And I thought if I did anything bad, I'd get in trouble and it would ruin my career and all that, blah, blah, blah. So,
partying for me started hard freshman year. I remember signing those contracts that we wouldn't get all messed up and stuff because I played, not for bowling. They definitely didn't make us do nothing like that. The whole team would have been kicked off. But like for volleyball, I played volleyball all the way through high school.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Wow. Why not football?
I was too small to play what I wanted to play, man. I wanted to be an offensive lineman. I was an offensive lineman all the way through Pee Wee football. I was a center. I used to go up. I was a 140-pound kid, and I would go up against 240, 250-pound kids. I would just chop block them every time.
I was just about to say, you chop blocking ass little fucker.
Oh, dude, I'd have enough upper body strength to stand you up real quick, and I would just submarine two or three guys on the line.
Yeah, you guys were the worst. I hated you guys more than anything because I couldn't just grab you and manhandle you and throw you out of the way because you would I was the
only pulling center in the league.
Oh wow, that's impressive. That's not an easy thing to do. Playing center, that's the only position I didn't play on the line was the center. But so yeah, I think my parents would have been the very first ones to sign up. That's kind of why I brought this up because I know my parents would have 100% sent that letter in and said, whatever you need to do to get that dipshit under control at school, please do it. Because he comes home and he's actually fairly normal. But the second he goes to school and we're not around to put the fear of God into him, he acts like a complete idiot. So if you could, slap the shit out of him. I'm pretty sure would your parents have sent that letter?
No.
You don't think so?
No, don't think so.
Oh yeah, my parents would have.
I never caught any whoopings. I was no, they wouldn't have done it.
See, my parents, like we live in the day and age now where kids do something wrong and the parents immediately start thinking it's what is wrong with the school? What's going on? How's my child being persecuted? Not like when I was a kid when I did something wrong, immediately my parents knew I did it. It was me. Yeah. I was 100% to blame. I was the bad guy in the situation and I screwed up once again.
We talked about it before, how I'm on that generational gap right there. So I'm right on the edge of like when I was a kid, all the teachers would say, this kid's got ADD. He talks nonstop. You can't get him to shut the hell up.
Oh,
every teacher said Ritalin or Adderall. My parents did not want to do it. They refused to do it until I got into like the 5th grade. And some teacher said, he's just bored.
Yeah, no,
so
my
they
parents
started to just give me a little bit more work.
That's exactly what happened. Apparently they determined that I was some sort of high achiever and put me some sort of high achiever program. And then I got booted out of that. I ended
up in some AP classes and stuff like that. I finished math by the time I was in the 10th grade. I think I was done with high school math.
Good for you. Did you guys happen to see that? Oh, you know what? I have to go to the bathroom real quick before we do this. So we'll take. Oh, you know what? I want to take a quick break. Because I have to go to the bathroom. The guys are here upstairs. The boys are here, so I got to check in on them. We'll take a quick break. Let me, Mikey, check in on the chat for me real quick. I'm going to fix this timer. That way we aren't. And I know there were some heavy, thick comments in there in the chat, so I appreciate everybody. There were so many coming in. It was actually really, honestly, hard for me to keep track of. So again, not to sound like a shill, the super fan donations are so much easier for me to see. They truly are. Even though orange ones are a little almost distracting. Those super fan ones, man, I see those really, really, really well. So I encourage you guys to try that.
I would love for Sean M to call in, because he said his parents signed a form for him to get corporal punishment in middle school in Brookville, Indiana, and his gym teacher was the one with the paddle, and he graduated in 2013. So he said this was between 2006 and 2008.
Geez, so that's not too long ago. I mean, well, no. I mean,
15 years.
15 years, but I don't feel like they were doing that stuff back then, man.
I never heard of anything like that, but I would definitely love to hear some stories.
Yeah, call in. Let us know if he beat the hell out of you. I used to hear stories from my dad that the gym teachers used to make the kids fight. If they got in fist fights in class or whatever, they'd give them big, heavy boxing gloves, and they'd take them in the back gym, and they'd have them fight in the back gym. That was the big thing my dad used to always say. Anything else interesting going on in there?
Yeah, No Fear was talking about his city does an all-class reunion every year. It's like a block party, like a little neighborhood bar does it, and they shut down all the streets. Everyone who graduated shows up. And I was going to say, we kind of have a very similar thing here, the Rush Carnival every year. And everybody that graduated and anyone that went to Rush Henrietta hangs out under a giant tent, plays all these little dollar gambling games, and gets absolutely shit-faced, pukes all over each other.
That's essentially the same thing that's how we do it back in Chagrin. We have an all-class every year that's wrapped around Blossom time at Memorial Day. Like I think I told you guys, I went to mine this year. My sister actually worked at it. But there's also, in addition to the all class, each individual class from that year, like it goes every 5 years, 10 years, 15, 20. Like that's how they do it in my school. So like, when did I graduate? 96, I think. Yeah, 96. So we're in 23. So I got three. I missed the last couple, I think, because I don't know, I just didn't feel like going home, to be honest with you. I'm not as tight as I used to be with those people. In fact, I hold grudges. And I invited all my old football friends to my wedding from like years ago, and none of them came. And most of them didn't even RSVP. Just didn't come or didn't even bother to send a thing back saying they weren't going to come. So, yeah, it was a really douchebag move. And I know a lot of them we had a big separation because like after high school, I went ham into drugs. I mean, the second I stopped playing football, it was football, then drugs. So, I like a lot of my friends from that time period, they all stayed straight edge. They all stayed playing football. Some of them became football coaches, that kind of stuff. They all stayed in that groove that I was on, but I deviated from. So, they really, seemingly kind of disowned me when I kind of changed my ways after high school. But hey, what you gonna do, man? It is shitty actually, because
it's shitty.
Yeah, all of them, they all partied with me quite a bit at the end of high school. We all went through our little phase where we partied. I just kept partying for whatever reason.
If I liked you in high school, I still like you now. If I didn't like you in high school, I sure shit don't like you now.
I feel like a lot of the people that I didn't get along with in high school, or not, I actually got along with everybody. The people that weren't like the cool clique or the jocks that I kind of were primarily hung out with, I don't talk to them, but I know more of the people who were like the partiers, because that's what I kind of turned into, and none of them left for college either. I actually was like, I did spend a little time period where I was like one of those guys, like, because I came back from college. I went to college right after my senior year. I came back about 2 weeks or three, actually literally like 4 days into football after I crapped my pants doing that fitness test. And I told my dad, I got to get the fuck out of here. I'm done with I'm done with football. This is work too. This isn't fun. Football was fun in high school. This work. This sucks.
So I work.
Yeah, I quit.
Whole new level.
Quit football. Went home after like 3 days, and then all my friends were gone. Like everybody was gone. They were all at their colleges and different places. I tried to go hang out with my buddy at West Virginia University for a little while, like here and there, and then eventually, just kind of started hanging out with my friends' younger brothers because they were the ones that were partiers. So, which was really weird. So,
I went the opposite direction. I went with all the kids that had not graduated and the degenerates that hadn't left Henrietta yet.
that was the next step
The older
after.
kids.
Well, I started to feel like a loser hanging out with some of these younger kids because like I went to a couple parties where like they were like still high school parties and I was out of high school and I felt like the biggest freaking loser in the world being at these parties. And not that anybody treated me like a loser. Everybody was happy to party with me and smoke and we had a great time and all that stuff. But I just felt totally out of place and like a total loser. And they may have been poking fun of me, laughing at me behind my back for all I know. Probably. I would have. But so I then started hanging out with people who were then way older than me because I was able to then get they could help me get into bars and stuff like that when I was like 18, 19. So yeah, it was an interesting shift as things progressed. Once I went from the jock to the partier, it was quite a shift in my lifestyle for sure.
Man, those days were so fun. That's when I was able to kind of party a little bit and have fun before it completely ruined my life.
Yeah,
God
you let it get out. You
Them
went
good
from
old
using
days.
them to abusing them, Mikey. That's how it goes, my friend.
Oh,
It
I went
happens.
from using them to let them use me like a $2 streetwalker.
Oh, that's funny.
They had me out on the corner all night.
Oh, that's funny. Speaking of that, it is my what? No, I'm not even gonna say it. I was gonna say a really awful joke right now, but I'm not gonna say it. That'll really piss somebody off. Yeah, I mean, it is. I was gonna say today would be my 11-year anniversary with B1 if we were officially together. I don't know what our status is at this point, but yeah, she's not a streetwalker or anything like that. So I want to walk back that joke. I don't want to piss her off too bad at this point. So especially today of all days. But I did send her a little message earlier, just kind of razzing her, saying, because she said the L word first. So I just kind of razzed her and said, oh, remember 11 years ago, you were the one who said it first. Just want to remind you, you said it first. So little thing in there, whatever. I was just trying to be cordial and nice and fun. We have been kind of talking and getting along okay right now. So it's nice.
That's good.
Yeah.
I think my girl said it first too, but we were on a ton of mushrooms.
Psilocybin-induced love.
It was definitely said way too soon. But
Silo love.
It's working out.
Silo love. What? So did you say the first time you tripped together is what you're telling me? The first time you hung out, you guys?
No. The first time I ever met her, we tripped together.
That's what I was
That's
going
how I
to
met
say.
her.
Did you then say it that night? Because when you say it that
No.
soon, I was at the what you were saying. So all right.
No, all my friends at the time were like, you guys should not date. You guys are polar opposites. Nope. Stay away from each other. And, of course, when somebody tells you that, you're instantly intrigued.
Sure.
And we had went up to a cabin for a weekend. There was like 5 of us. I brought maybe like 2 ounces of booms. And the plan was for everyone to eat them on Saturday night. There's a bunch of people that hadn't eaten them yet, but they were willing to. And we ate a bunch of them. And she went to go run across the street. And we were like, oh, it's dark. And we were all tripping real hard. She was like, I'm going on an adventure, and dead sprint into this field. And then we didn't see her for the next 2.5 hours.
Where did she end up going? She hiding in the chicken coop or something?
She was just in a field. Just laying in the middle of the field with long grass just for 2.5 hours staring at the sky.
And probably loving every minute of it, loving life. Forgot she was even with you guys.
And we were tiptoeing around the edges of this field like there was monsters chasing us.
So it's amazing how that affects everybody differently. And yes, Jeff Jr., the old Pigpen football days. Ha ha ha. Yes, that was not the name though. You're a little bit off. It was Barnyard actually. That was the nickname they tried to give me after I crapped my pants, and I decided that I no longer needed to be there because it was very embarrassing. So I saw Sean saying he was trying to call and it was just ringing and hanging up. I don't know why. It should have been. I saw that it rang and worked a second ago. It's working right now. So Sean, if you want to try to call, give us a call. I'll try to get you on hold. I think we're going to take a quick break here. If you've not already taken a moment to hit that like button while we're in the break, please make sure you hit that like button. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, please take a second to subscribe to the channel. And of course, if you want to help support Another Dumb Show, the best way to do it is by joining up to the channel. So if you can't do it on your iPhone, or if you're watching on an iPad and it doesn't work on there, take a second, pull out your PC or your laptop or whatever. I'm assuming it would work on Mac somewhere. If you got a MacBook or whatever, I'm assuming YouTube allows you to join at some point somewhere. But I'll try to look into that a little bit more, because I do think it's weird. It's so just right there on an Android. It's literally right next to the video. You just hit join.
When I hopped on my laptop, and as soon as I opened up YouTube and signed in, as soon as I clicked on Another Dumb Show, the first button that popped up was join, and I was able to join in less than 10 seconds.
Okay,
I was like, wow, this is so easy. It just must be with an app. It just must be something with the interface on an iPhone. Yeah, because I can't get it through Safari or YouTube on the iPhone.
That is so weird. I wonder why they would make it like that. It's because it's not. I don't know. It's no. They're not. There's no like Apple streaming service to like do what like YouTube does. So it's not like they have to compete with them to try to keep people from using YouTube or something. Like, I don't know. It doesn't make any sense to me. It is a Google product, I guess. So who knows? All right, so like I said, hit that like, subscribe, turn your notifications on, join up. We'd love to have you become an official member of the League of Dummies. We'll be coming back in a sec. I did watch a pretty silly TV show, and there was a viral clip that went viral from it that actually made me laugh really hard, so we'll talk about that. We might wrap up the show with a little bit of racing tonight, because there's not a ton going on. A couple videos I found. Like I said, I was kind of working on getting that racing thing all booked up today. That event. So, and I also, like I said, my email went off, so I might actually book 2 weddings today as well too. So, it was absolutely just a very, a whirlwind of a day, like I said. So, take a quick break. I'm going to use the bathroom. I'm going to get myself another deli. I encourage you guys to do the same thing. If you want to step away for a second, I totally understand, but we will be right back in a quick minute. Sit tight. Be right back on Another Dumb Show. Hang on. There we go. I unplugged my microphone so Shay could come down and get something to drink. My sons are here. Sorry about that. Hello, welcome back to another Dumb Show. I appreciate you guys joining us and streaming with us here on YouTube this evening. Mikey, you still with me, my dude? You didn't zonk out on me yet? There he is. There's the Griff.
Yep.
There he is. What's up, Griff? How are you, buddy?
What's up,
There's my babies, Bean Arena, and there's Kal-El. Kal-El is really posted up on that spot right there. I'm gonna have to put a thing for Darla and Cal, I think, at this point, because just about every time I
say Cal needs a bed there.
Right, I think they're always. Well, I think he likes that corner. That's my ass groove that he's got himself tucked into. Because I don't like sitting in the middle of the couch because you can't there's nothing to lean on. You know what I mean? So I sit on the side over there where Cal is, and look, he's sitting. You can see the butt groove starting right there. So that's where he sits, and I think he's just digging his way in at this point. So there you go, guys. A little insight into my life and the little behind the scenes. I do have a bone to pick with No Fear in there. You guys are in there talking in the chat about your ages, how old everybody is. And they're apparently trying to make me feel very old. But now I'm seeing No Fear said that he's talking about how Hannah is 14 and already married, Hannah from the chat, and he's just over here almost ready to die and alone. Might as well call me dumb. What is that supposed to mean?
Shots fired.
Man,
shots fired.
That's cold,
Friendly
bro.
fire.
That's cold.
Yep. Shots fired in the chat.
I don't like that one bit. That's cold. It's no cool. It's not.
I didn't know his name was No Fear. I think I called him No Forearm at one point.
I wonder if he's an MMA guy and that's why he does No Fear. If he's just he'll say whatever he wants. Or remember, wasn't that the big thing? Tap Out and No Fear, weren't those the two?
Oh yeah, the Tap Out shirts, the Affliction shirts.
Yeah, wasn't No Fear one of them too? Am I mixing that up?
I was that guy. No Fear was like a motocross, wasn't it?
Is that? I actually don't remember. I thought it was mixed
I think No
in
Fear
with
was like a motocross, and that might have actually been kind of badass to wear or somewhere close to it. But the Affliction shirts and Tap Out shirts were just knockoff Ed Hardy shirts.
Oh, okay. No Fear is trying to clarify. He was just calling. He wasn't referring to me as dumb. So you have to understand. I get confused sometimes when I read that and I see the word dumb, and I automatically assume you're speaking of me. That used to happen. No, it used to happen on the old show. Rover would be like, oh my God, that is so dumb about something or whatever. And I'd be on the phone. I'd be like, what? And then I realized he wasn't talking to me at all. So it was just, that used to happen to me all the time. So I do have a question for you. I know I told you I'd play that video from that reality show that I watched last night. It was actually pretty funny. One of the funnier. I do have two things that actually made me laugh really hard today. We'll play those two videos later. But I actually have a little bit of a issue with my ex-wife right now. I never really ever have any problems with her. We're very cordial. We're still cordial. It's just I never ever when it comes to my ex-wife, I never really question her decisions. My ex-wife usually makes really good, sound decisions about everything. So I essentially just kind of let her make most of the decisions because, well, frankly, I'm an idiot and I make a lot of dumb choices myself. So I just kind of let the person who's pretty stable and has her head on straight make most of the decisions when it comes to the boys. But earlier today, I had asked her because the smoke is back. I don't know if it's back in Rochester, but the smoke is back here hardcore. It was the worst it's been for us yet, as far as I'm concerned. It looked like what you guys dealt with the first go around a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, it was hazy today, and the air quality was like a 125, so it was considered harmful, but it didn't have that campfire smell, thank God. But
we had that
definite haze through everywhere. Oh, yeah, that campfire smell sucks.
We had the smell. We had it was I think we're up in the high 200s, low 300s for so it was bad where we were at.
That's what closed my job down, like a 326.
Exactly. And you're a bunch of able-bodied adult men. So
Mm-hmm.
I was a little sorry. There's a fly buzzing around here. So I went and picked up my kids, and I had asked earlier today. I said, "Hey, do you think maybe we should keep my son out of his baseball game that was scheduled for tonight? Should we maybe keep him out of it because he has really bad asthma, like really bad asthma that's like ended up putting him in the hospital a couple times when he was younger." So
Yeah, I remember that one was like a real scare that you had. I remember you had talked about it.
there was one in particular that was really, really scary because we couldn't get his heart rate to come down because they had to give him so much albuterol to get his lungs to work again. And albuterol raises your heart rate. And so it was spiking and it still wasn't really, getting his breath, and there was nothing they could do. And then I think they'd end up doing steroids and stuff. It was crazy. Very scary.
Albuterol's a cheap high if you hit the
So,
thing enough.
Interesting. It does get you going. But interestingly enough, it's funny that you remember that, Mikey, and that you remember that my son went through that. But for some reason, it seems as though my ex-wife didn't remember it, because when I asked about keeping him out of the game, she said no, which I was like, I just kind of rolled with it and went, okay, that's fine. It's the kid, she said that the kid said it wasn't that bad there. And yeah, my ex-wife is great. I'm not trying to badmouth her by any means. I'm not at all, because she's great. But just in this instance, I then was talking to the boys about what they're up to and what they did for the day and stuff. And one of them told me he went out and he mowed one of their mom's friend's yard. And I'm like, what? And he has asthma too.
Oh,
This
no.
was the older one. So he hasn't
And
ended
it's
up
lawn mowing on top of it. Uh-oh.
It's so right.
That's
so,
that's like the sprinkle cheese right there.
To me, well, yeah, I don't want. I don't care that they're mowing grass. They're actually getting paid for it. I was a slave for mowing. I didn't get a penny for it. I was just a straight up lawn mowing slave. So they're actually getting paid for it, for doing it, and so I'm not going to try to stop them from doing that at all. But I would like to stop them, and I would have thought my ex-wife would have stopped them from doing it today, when there's a massive air quality warning and everything is being closed and canceled around us.
Mm-hmm.
And instead you're letting them go mow grass. And so I just really I really kind of question her. Sean is saying you tried to call again and it didn't work. I don't know what's going on. I called on my phone and it worked. So I don't know. Tell me if you guys, I'm not going to cause a big scene with her or have a big conversation with her about it. I'm actually probably not going to say anything to her about it. I'm just going to bitch on here about it a little bit. And because like I said, she, for the most part, makes really great decisions. This time, I'm really questioning it. I really don't understand her
being
thought process.
being exposed to this for hours at a time is equivalent to smoking 11 cigarettes when it's over 300.
That's
horrible for you.
Something crazy like that. Well, that's what I was thinking. I was like, even if it's just not if those numbers are wrong, say they're too high and it's only half right. So they smoked 5 cigarettes. So my kids smoked 5 cigarettes.
That's horrible.
Right. It's not cool. And I do my thing in the house and they're in the house. So it's probably a little bit hypocritical, but I'm not there's a window open, it's going out. So it's not like it's getting there. They're just sitting immersed in it by any means.
And then ain't tripping no air quality alerts, that's for sure.
No, certainly not. And it's medical for me, so it's whatever. But so yeah, Sean is saying the phones are working. If you want to try again, Sean, I just rebooted again. I apologize. It should just ring and I should see it. And if you were ringing and it was ringing and I didn't see it, you could try again, but I'm not exactly sure why it's not working, because it worked when I just tried it a second ago. But Vanilla Charlie said,
I would feel some type of way. I would feel some type of way if I were you as well, though.
Yeah, and again, I'm not going to confront her about it. I'm not going to give her a hard time about it, because it's just going to cause drama that's unnecessary, because I don't think she's certainly not doing it to try to hurt the kid or anything like that. I just don't think I think part of what it is, and it's kind of this strange thing. I feel like she is her new husband he's a great guy, really great guy actually, but he grew up on a farm, so he's kind of got that kind of farm life values kind of thing.
Pick yourself up by the bootstraps, never take a day off type of thing.
That, yeah, and you just kind of not a lot of leeway with the boys, kind of a little bit stern with them, and which doesn't hurt. I'm actually okay with it. It's not like it's hurting them or anything. It's probably good for them. But, you know, he's pretty regimented and he wants them doing a lot of stuff around the house and helping out, which is all good. But sometimes I think, because my ex-wife was never really like, she had a lot of honey-do lists for me, but I didn't really, the kids were so young at that point. So who knows? Maybe she would have done it then. But I just feel like she's almost kind of like being a hard ass a little bit for her husband. Because my ex-wife was like super docile and very chill, and she's still pretty mellow, but like she wouldn't raise her voice to anyone.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm wondering, if she's kind of picked up some of his kind of stern, kind of like you said, the no days off, you're gonna work through it kind of quality, kind of, which is a good quality to have, I guess. But I don't know, it just made me feel a little bit uncomfortable. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't like it. It did gave me some feels, like you said.
Yeah. What's the outlook for? What are they saying for you guys? Is the air quality supposed to stay bad? Is it?
That's a good question. I actually don't know. They canceled. Oh, I left out. They canceled my son's baseball game tonight because of the weather or because of the air quality. And actually,
so at least somebody was thinking with their noggin.
Yeah, and that's kind of where
wasn't thinking with their noggin.
if you're watching, no, don't just not shitting at her. No, yeah, I'm not sure when it's going to end, to be honest with you. But I'm getting distracted here because Dibs is telling me it's not smoke. We're experiencing a temperature inversion, a natural phenomenon that occurs rarely. What you see and smell is all the pollutants like car exhaust, waste in the air. No,
it's definitely air quality coming from that. I mean, I've seen where the smoke is coming from, and we're just right smack dab in the middle of the light section.
I mean, I remember we showed the map.
Yep.
Of where all the fires are.
I'm sure that it makes the atmosphere so thick that it traps a lot more of the car exhaust and other noxious fumes and everything like that down here with us. But I don't think that's all we're seeing. I don't think we're seeing just straight up city smog.
No, not even close. There's no doubt in my mind.
A campfire.
Yeah.
No chemicals, nothing like that.
It smells like wood burning. Yeah, it smells like wood burning, man. What are you talking about?
There's times I swear to God I see ash falling from the sky and I'm like, oh, no.
No.
There's no way it can be ash.
Are you serious? You feel like you've seen ash?
It's probably cottonwood. I don't know. I'm high most of the time.
Well, I'm trying to find the map here. I don't know. He may not have seen this map or something because it's just so clearly obvious. I don't know. I can't find the one that I had from before. It was a good one. Canada Air Wild Fire Map. Man, where's the good one? I had a really good one that one that I showed before was really great. Screw it. We all know what it is.
Speaking of weather and stuff, dude.
Yeah.
The to go to a completely different end of the country. Did you hear about that beach in Florida, Panama City Beach? How it's the most deadly beach in the United States right now. It just claimed that quarterback. What was his name? Ryan Mallett.
Yep, Ryan Mallett, former New England Patriot, back up to Tom Brady.
A couple other old people that were swimming out in that.
Did you remember
Peyton Hillis almost died.
Yes. Guess who else almost died in that exact same beach when he was in the 3rd grade? This guy. Yep. My parents took us to Orlando, and we...
Thank God a guy's still here.
Yeah, we took a trip to Orlando to go to Disney World. I was in 3rd grade. And we, right after we landed on the way to the hotel, my dad decided he wanted to go to take me to the ocean first, or just wanted us all to go to the ocean before we went to the hotel. So he went... I don't even remember why he would have done this if we were going to Orlando, but we ended up going over to Panama. And I went out on the beach. It was late. It was starting to get dark. The riptide, you can't see, had already started to come in. I took about 3 steps into the ocean. It sucked my feet right out from me. I was able to twist myself, like as my feet went out from underneath me, I was able to kind of twist. And I can still see to this day my hands in the sand, and watching my hands drag through and seeing like the tracks in the sand as I'm starting to get pulled, and just screaming for my parents to come and get me. And they're laughing. They were laughing at me. It was like one of the scariest moments of my entire life. And they're fucking laughing because they thought I just was like afraid of the water or the waves. And they didn't understand that I was actually literally being sucked out to Africa. And like they didn't get it. So then all of a sudden they must have seen the fear in my eyes or something, because my dad finally came. I don't really remember him running over. I just remember him getting there and still laughing at me as he's like grabbing me and pulling me out of the water. And again, as I'm being pulled out to Africa, I can, like, it's happening and there's nothing to stop me. It's just like a suction feeling where once it gets a hold of you, you're going. And thank God I was able to get my hands in the water, because otherwise it would have just sucked me right out. I mean, we were shallow and it got me right there. Like literally it just gotten my feet in, and the way the water fell, I was able to get into the stand, and it was like kind of lapping around me. And then he got it. He reached in with his big giant 6'7" giant hands, because he's a big dude. And he grabbed in, he scooped up and reached me out, or pulled me out. And when he pulled me out, my swimming trunks completely filled with sand. Just like all this sand just went in my pants. I had sand like up my ass. It was crazy. I'm farting sand. And then that was the first thing I kept saying, the thing getting sucked out to Africa. I got back to the beach and I yelled them at my parents and said, "You almost let me get sucked out to Africa." So that was like the running joke for the rest of my life around my house, was the time that my parents let me get sucked out to Africa. So yeah,
they're laughing. That would stick with me forever.
It is. People don't. We never really, like, I had a psychiatrist or psychologist once tell me that I had PTSD. Never were able to really determine what officially caused it. Maybe that's what it was. That could
definitely be it.
Who knows? I don't know. But most PTSD stuff, people black out or whatever. I remember that like it was yesterday.
You ain't kidding. I had a repressed memory come back when I was 33 years old.
Oh, really? Like a old, sad, scary one, or?
Oh, yeah. Well, actually, wait, no. How old am I right now? Not 33. It was just last year. It was right when I stopped drinking. So 36 years old.
What happened? So last year you had a memory from when you were a child just pop up out of your head that you didn't know existed?
Yep.
What was it?
As I was destroying my bathroom, as I told you I did when the last time that I drank, and I tried to fight my father and everything like that. Yeah, dude, some memories came back from when I was a kid, and I was being babysat by I think I mentioned this the other night when we were talking, the parents that used to let us drink and stuff at their house. Yeah. That ended up being crackheads.
Yeah, you brought them up the other day. I remember that. Yeah.
So when I was real young, they used to babysit me from time to time too, because my parents and their parents were kind of close growing up and stuff like that. And when I was there, they had another kid that was my age, but like twice my size, the type of kid that was like starting middle linebacker for the varsity team as a freshman or in 8th grade.
Gotcha.
Just like a beast of a human being, was buying beer when, he was in the 9th grade.
Had a mustache in 8th grade.
Full beard and everything like that. Yeah. And he took advantage of me when I was like 8 years old.
Oh my God, really?
Yeah, and I had some vivid memories come back that I had no idea were there. To be honest with you, like when people like used to talk in rehab and stuff like that, be like, I've got these repressed memories that didn't come back. I'd always be the one sitting in the corner like, they're full of shit. They just knew that shit and they just never wanted to talk about it. So
then you experienced it. Wow.
Yeah.
That's well, dude, I'm so sorry that happened to you. That's fucking awful. Jeez.
It is pretty awful, but at the same time, like, I'm glad that memory ended up coming out, because I don't think I would have been able to stop drinking without coming to that realization and being able to put some air between me and it for the first time since,
maybe
I was
that's
8 years old.
A lot of where your pain came from without even realizing it, and a lot of why.
Without a doubt. Wow. Without a doubt. The weight that it felt, the weight, the guilt, the every emotion that comes with coming to the realization, like sobering up in the psych ward, having the same memory over and over again. And you're thinking, oh shit, am I just making this up because I'm drunk, or is this something that really happened? And
Wow.
it definitely the more you pick it apart in your brain, and the more you write about it and talk about it with therapists and stuff like that,
All
the
right.
more details comes back.
Now the crazy person in me starts going, okay, what revenge tactics have you come up with to for this person now that you remember what happened?
I was friends with this kid all the way up through high school.
Really?
Had no idea.
Oh my God. And then and he,
Partied with him.
have you since confronted him?
No, not
No.
something I'll ever do.
Really?
For all I know the way that his parents are, man, and all I know is that's learned behavior. So that's something that was happening to him, and hurt people. So whatever
Usually.
he's going through, I've watched this dude go through it. He is a very, very, if you were to ever pick somebody that would probably be a closeted human being, like every Halloween, his entire life, he dresses up as a woman, a girl, lip syncs to all kinds. I mean, yeah, there's a lot of things there, like the bravado, machismo that just comes across as
overcompensation.
Yeah.
Really? Wow, that's insane. And now, have you talked to your other group of friends about this and stay away from, Bill or whatever?
No. This is, to be honest with you, other than my people closest to me, this is the first time I've ever talked about it.
Oh, well, geez, dude. Well, okay.
I wear it on my sleeve, man. That shit doesn't define me anymore. So
No.
I'm not gonna walk around with it and talking about it openly and how much therapy has helped and how much taking the suggestions of others and finding a community and all kinds of tools that have been given to me to get through this. Talking about it is the only way that you can help somebody else.
Wow.
And
well,
make it feel okay to talk about.
Well, I'm glad that you're being open and honest with it, with us here about it. It's that's insane. I'm absolutely insane.
Dude, that's a wild memory to get back at 36 years old and when you're in the middle of destroying a bathroom door.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on.
And in the middle of it, you start screaming at that person.
So I'm caught up right now because the crazy in me is how do you not address it? I know you said it's the first time you talked about it, but I would feel like I would need to talk about it with my that circle and be like, yo, did Bill do this to you too? Do you remember Bill being weird or anything like that? I mean,
everyone remembers him being weird. I've got all kinds of stories about him being weird and everything from the same group of friends that I've been able to piece together after all the years. I mean, this is something that we've talked about him being closeted and living this tortured life for a long time.
Wow. And then taking out, learned behavior, usually probably you're saying, and doing it himself when he was younger. So how many years older was he?
Dude, we were both the same age.
Same age.
I think, to be honest with you, he is 7 or 8 days younger than me.
And then, okay. So do you remember then how you reacted afterwards? Did any of the memories come back? Do you remember if you tried to reach out to anybody and tell anybody about it, or was it just totally internalized and?
Totally internalized, man. Never talked about it. I don't know if it happened. I don't. And the other thing is, I don't know if it happened one time or multiple times, or if I remember just all one things. You know what I'm saying? Because these people didn't look after me that many times. It wasn't a regular occurrence.
Thankfully,
it
sounds like. Wow. What do your parents think about this? What is
Obviously,
their reaction?
At first, their first thing, I felt horrible telling them because I know the way my parents are. They're the ones that were working their ass off. And, my mom was working retail. My father was working full-time at the town, working weekends, trying to install stereos and air conditioners just so I can have everything they didn't have, and they needed a babysitter.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So these are trusted people.
Do you have siblings, Mikey? I don't think I've even asked that. Okay, so you're an only.
Closest thing I got to a brother's Jeff LaRocca.
Gotcha. There you go. That's good. Right on. JLR too.
Yep.
So okay, so you were afraid to tell them, but you eventually did, and their reaction was
very supportive, obviously.
Yeah.
And
I hope so.
Yeah. No, it's all your fault.
Shut up. We're going to write a letter to the school. You son of a bitch. They're going to beat this right out of you. You liar.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
No, well, that's good that they were supportive of it. I mean, I would be crushed. I would just be absolutely crushed. I wouldn't even know what to do.
I think my mother. I think they both were. I mean, now that my father's gotten a little bit older, there's this sense of mortality and stuff like that. So the "I love yous" are a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's me and him have more conversations than just about like football now.
Yeah.
There's actually some life conversations, which is really nice having.
Yeah, that's interesting. I think that's something when the dads get old. That now they're doing that because my dad suddenly wants to talk about life every once in a while, and it was so weird to learn about Did I tell you that when I talked to my dad about how, he thought that he and I had a really close relationship, and I was like, what? And I didn't mean to like knock him. He's great. I love my dad, but we're not particularly close. And
but in his eyes, I'm guessing based on what he would. I'm guessing you guys are a lot closer than he was with his father. So that's what.
When he said this to me, I then said, "Well, what was your relationship like with your dad?" And he goes, "Well, I think I talked to him one time." I was like, "What? One time?" And so that kind of like it was a light bulb in my head to realize that that's the way he, apparently we are really close, but. Yeah, as he's getting older, I think I get an "I love you," I get a hug, that kind of stuff that never would have happened when I was younger.
No, nothing I would have ever wanted to do when I was younger. But now there's this fleeting feeling like my father's like, your father's always Superman to you. He's got that old man strength, and then you can start to see little breaks in the armor.
Especially after this accident my dad had, it's like night and day. It's very different.
I'm so glad my father gave up riding motorcycles.
Yeah, he made it. My dad, damn, he did 50 some years without a major accident. He pulled it off. I couldn't believe it or not.
We did it. My father did it when I was a kid until I fell asleep on the back of the bike, and then he sold his bike and swore he was never going to get one again, and he didn't get one again until I was like 26 or 27.
Oh, see, my dad literally he strapped me to the fuel tank when I was an infant. He would I'm not exaggerating. He bungee corded me to the fucking fuel tank in front of him. It's one of my earliest memories. There's a bridge in Chagrin watching. I'd go around the curve.
So from a different time.
Oh yeah. I mean, I was no seatbelt in the back seat, kid standing up for a while until that eventually. I mean, definitely, totally different generations for sure.
Yeah, dude, I remember being on the back of the motorcycle and we were going for a ride after dinner one time, and I caught a case of the nods, and I had headbutted my father at a red light like 3 times with the dunk, dunk. And he was like, "Nope, get rid of the bike." He drove straight home. I think he sold it right away. Scared the shit out of him that I was going to fall asleep in the middle of him driving.
Smart move. Better than having your kid nod off and fall off the side of it instead of hanging on as you go around a turn. But he could have bungee corded you to it. It worked. I'm still here. All right. Mikey, I know you don't really watch a lot of like network TV and stuff like that. You're like a podcast guy and stand-up guy and stuff. But I did watch, and this clip came out yesterday. I had this ready to go yesterday because I saw it and it was hilarious to me. It's one of the better reality show meltdowns I've ever seen. And it is from this show called Claim to Fame, which is where are you familiar with this show?
I'm not familiar with it. When you just talked about reality TV. I got excited that you were talking about a new one that I just heard about. But keep going about this one.
Well, this one is interesting because it's celebrities like no-name relatives. And the premise of the show is they all get on this show, and they have to try to guess who the actual celebrity relative is of them. So it's actually kind of, the first episode wasn't terrible. They have some pretty decent personalities on there that kind of keep you interested a little bit, and it's typical reality bullshit. So you go into it knowing what you're getting, and it's typical reality show produced crap. But if you want to just kind of lean into it and have a little bit of fun with it, which is what I've really realized that I like to do with reality shows now. Like, I used to hate them. I fucking hated them. But I realized if you watch them and you lean into them a little bit and you have some fun with it. Like you got to kind of watch them with somebody else. So when you watch them with somebody else and you kind of lean into the silliness of it and get into these characters and the ridiculous nonsense of these people on Love is Blind or whatever.
Yeah.
It's kind of fun. It actually is kind of fun. It's ridiculous, but it's actually pretty fun. And I watched this.
Go ahead.
No, say, what were you going to say?
I was going to say F-Boy Island. That's hosted by Nikki Glaser. Is the only one I ever enjoyed.
Same idea though, where you get into those kind of characters, and they got hot chicks and kind of moderately hot chicks, and some hot chicks and moderately hot dudes, and then hot dudes, and they're all doing their thing.
There's the stereotypical guy. There's the douchebag, the nice guy.
Of course, and then when you watch them make fools of themselves, and you kind of joke around about it and stuff as you're watching it, it's great. I love it. So this is one that happened last night. So at the end of, so throughout the show, they show out all these little, it's a major spoiler if you got it on your DVR, so whatever. Throughout the show, they give little clues and little tips to try to get everybody to try to guess who the other celebrities are. And then they have a guess off at the end to try to figure out who the celebrity relative is. So both of the people you're going to see in this clip have celebrity relatives. But one of them is going to guess who the other one's is. And the reaction to it is really one of the best meltdowns in the history of reality TV, as far as I'm concerned. It is so good. I was laughing out loud. I was laughing out loud. It was so good. 263, you're on another dumb show. I want to play this clip. But who's this? The phones are working. The phones are working. Hey, who's this?
Hey, this is Sean. Been trying to
hey, the phones finally worked. What the fuck? How weird is that? They just all of a sudden randomly start working. I don't get it at all.
What's up, Corporal?
It just kept ringing until it hung up.
That is so weird. I don't understand why this phone system is just so wonky. But I apologize, dude. Thank you so much for calling. So I'll play this clip in a sec. Sean, what were you calling about? Didn't you say you had some kind of weird story?
You guys, this is quite a while ago in the show, but you guys were talking about corporal punishment in schools, and Mikey said he'd love me to call in. So I grew up in a really, really small Indiana town in the middle of the country, and it's in Brookville, Indiana. And I was in about 6th, 7th grade, and they sent a form home as soon as I moved around a lot in growing up and stuff. But when I first got to that school, they sent a form home for my mom to sign saying, like, instead of like in-school suspension and stuff like that, you can get, this many swats for in-school suspension with a paddle, or this many for, a one-day suspension, or, whatever, stuff like that. My mom signed it immediately, and of course, I got bothered quite a bit by the gym teacher.
Why were you a troublemaker?
Well, no, I wasn't. But I got picked on quite a bit to where it made me look like a troublemaker.
Yes,
I know. Quiet in school.
Yeah, trust me, I lived that life, dude. I was the fat kid that got picked on, and as soon as they made fun of me, I would throw a punch, and the second one always got in trouble. Always. It's they always would catch me because I was always the second one. Yeah. Always. I never started a fight. I just got involved in them. I didn't finish them. I got my ass kicked plenty of times.
Right.
but
the stepdad that I had at that time, when I got home from school, or any time I got in trouble, even if I did something wrong at home, I had a stepdad that wasn't so nice, and he had a pair of boxing gloves. And every time I'd get in trouble, I'd have to go outside and box him in the backyard.
Jesus.
Obviously, significantly bigger than me at that age.
Oh my God!
I had a lot of stepdads growing up, though, so this was just one of them.
Oh, jeez, you poor guy. Well, mom got around, huh?
She did there for a while. She ended up passing away in 2012.
Oh shit! Sorry.
She hated being alone, and she had an issue with all that.
Hey, trust me.
And obviously cheating as well.
Yeah, being alone is a hard thing to do. It takes a while to get used to, and not everybody can get used to it for sure. I get it. So, well, I'm sorry to hear about your mom, and
also,
I'm sorry you got beat up all the time by your stepdad boxing. That's terrible. My God.
I've survived, and I've come out the other side. I'm the guy that's been emailing you about the personal training, by the way.
Oh yes, I am actually gonna go ahead. I'm sorry.
It's actually crazy too that you guys mentioned Panama. I wasn't trying to plug that or anything, but you guys mentioned Panama. I'm actually leaving tomorrow morning to go to Panama
dude.
City.
Don't go on the
Avoid
beach.
swimming, my guy.
not-
Avoid swimming.
I'm
staying off the beach. We're in the pool.
They have. I guess they have a whole thing like the cops are losing their mind right now. They're yelling at people saying, they've had so many deaths on this beach this year. The police are like, look, we're having our first responders putting their lives at risk because you dipshits can't read a sign that says stay out of the water. It's going to kill you if you go in there. So the cops, seriously, the cops are losing their mind. They were very matter of fact about how stupid these people have been. A lot of the people, and I was reading this during the Ryan Mallett story. So it seems as though they were kind of accusing him of being in the water when he wasn't supposed to be. Basically, is the way they made it sound.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I was reading, it's everything is all double red warning flags and no swimming, and it's just a complete disregard.
See, I live on a lake here where we have to worry about double red warnings, and it's not because of riptides. It's because there's too much poop in the water, and we got to stay out.
Poison algae bloom.
No, literally poop in the water
Oh.
because the way our city's set up, and I think Nugget Man had sent me an email about this. I don't think he's in there tonight, but there's so much. The way that our sewers work here, all the runoff goes into our lake. So we're literally like some days after a heavy rain, you can't go in the lake. You can't swim in the lake because everybody's poop and pee is too thick. There's too much of it. But on a good day, it's diluted. So you can swim in the poop and the pee and it won't make you sick. But on a bad day, it's too thick. It's just like liquid diarrhea out in Lake Erie.
No, we don't. Yeah, good. We don't share a lake with you.
No, you guys are superior,
Keep
right?
your filth to yourself.
Yeah. So Sean, yeah, you said you're going to Panama for a vacation, or what are you doing?
Well, I'm a truck driver, as I told you in my emails. My family's going on vacation, and I'm actually, I told work that I wanted to get a load down there, so I can meet up with my family down there and stay for a few days. And I'm gonna work and haul a few loads down there before I come back up to Ohio. So.
Just check it out, enjoy the beach scene and all that good stuff.
Yeah, I'll probably spend a few days with them in between loads and whatnot, but I'll still be working off and on while I'm down there. So.
If you're a personal trainer, are you? So it probably means you're all jacked and buff. You're gonna go pick up some bikini clad ladies on the beach.
I have one that I'm taking with me.
Okay, sorry, my bad. You're taking sand to the beach, as they say. Okay, good for you.
Absolutely.
No, that's good. Good for you, man.
But no, not jacked and buff yet. Just in a weight loss journey right now. I've lost 90 pounds in the past year. So
hey, good for you, man.
Getting down to the point where I can start my bulk here soon.
Good for you. Yeah, I got to do that. I got all this extra skin I got to fill since I lost the weight. So yeah, I got to bulk up too. But yes, I got your emails, my dude, and I will definitely get back to you, and we'll put something together because I got to get these guys in shape here too, along with myself. So I will get in touch with you, my man.
Great,
And we'll get something working. All right.
All right, glad I got to talk to you.
Hell yeah, bro. You have a safe trip and take some pictures. Let us know how it goes. All right.
All right, will do, man. Thanks.
Later, bro. All right. So, yeah, the lake here is so gross. I mean, I love Cleveland. Horrible. I love Cleveland, but it's almost something you just accept living here that, we have, because our lake actually sometimes, I'm be honest with you, we're like on a nice day, like the water it'll be clear, totally clear and crystal blue on some days. And then other days it's brown and gross. It's so weird. But on those days where you get a nice day, it looks like a beach in Florida or whatever. I mean, it really looks that good. So we try to take advantage of it. I take the boys there all the time. They got a little shack there that has all these awesome mixed drinks. So I could sit there and drink margaritas while the boys are in the water, nearly drowning.
Oh man, they got nothing like that around here. All the beaches are drink free. Well, no, they got one giant like 2 or 3 mile stretch of beach where there's no lifeguards or anything like that, where everyone pulls up and parties all day.
Yeah, this place is cool. It's the way they have it set up. They have a whole like a bar and concession area, and it's really nice too. It's not like a little shack, and they got like a setup where they play music up top and stuff. So
nice.
Oh yeah, it's a sweet. I love going there. It's actually one of my favorite places to go. So it's disappointing that sometimes you can't go because there's crap in the water. But yeah, I have a trick where like when I go, I'll take the family to the beach, and because one of my favorite things to do is e-scooter, so I'll take them to the beach. I'll drop them off by the beach and say, "Oh guys, this parking lot's full, so I'll be a nice guy. I'll drop you off at the beach." And then I park on the farthest side of the fucking parking lot possible, just so I can grab an e-scooter and then e-scooter my way back over to them, and then have an excuse to e-scooter around for a little bit. I love it. It's one of my favorite things to do. While they're all trudging, carrying coolers and shit, I'm e-scootering up. You guys made it. How was that shorter walk?
I've only been on one of those things once, and it was so much fun.
I am obsessed with them, and I think I just learned that they're actually they've extended the area to actually like right by where I live. So if I want to,
oh shit,
I can just hop on one of those bad boys, and there's a beautiful park right around the corner from me that would be an awesome place to go ride by.
Scoot.
Oh man, and I love them. I just love them. But they do that. They add up quick. You ride for a while, that stuff adds up real quickly.
Oh, dude, we used them. We used them when I was in Nashville for almost an entire day, going from bar to bar to bar to bar, from Old Town to Luke Bryan's bar, back to Old Town.
Nice. Oh, you've been in one of Luke
B's to get some kitchen.
You've been in one of Luke Bryan's bars?
Yep.
That's cool. I didn't know
that's the bar that I got kicked out of.
I didn't. That's not surprising. I didn't even know Luke Bryan had bars.
Tased and choked, my guy.
What?
Oh, that's when I ended up with this on the back of my arm. This random ass Tennessee tattoo.
You wanted to commemorate getting tased?
No. Me and somebody that I had brought with me decided to get matching tattoos earlier in the day.
How'd that work out?
Well, the love was young.
Yeah, so not so well. Got it. And then, okay, so then, well, we'll say that it's getting late. We'll save that story for tomorrow.
I was just giving a little tease about that.
We'll save that for tomorrow. And oh shit, it's already 9:30. Holy crap! How does this go by so quickly? Like honestly,
Time flies when you're having fun.
I spend the whole day wondering how we are going to fill 2 hours sometimes, and I like freak out to myself, like not wondering what the hell we're going to talk about.
Welcome to my life every day.
No, it's just exactly how.
Today? What am I going to talk about today? Am I gonna fuck up?
No, you're fine. It's just sometimes there's just days where there's a lot to talk about, and then there's days where there's not a lot going on, and you just got to kind of figure it out from there. And then I wonder what the hell are we going to talk about? Oh, Tony wants to sell me an e-scooter for $250. No, if I'm going to buy a scooter, I'm buying a real scooter. All right, Tony P, thank you for the super chat donation too, by the way. Yeah, no, if I'm going to be scootering, like where I got to actually pay for it, I want an actual scooter. Like I want to be a scooter. I don't want a motorcycle gang. I want to have a scooter gang. I want to be the president of a scooter gang. All that. I love scooters. Scooters are sweet. If you don't think scooters are sweet, you're not sweet. That's all I'm going to say. So anyway, well here, let me play this clip because it's already going to be 3 days old by the time I play it tomorrow. Let's play this meltdown that I talked about, and then we will wrap things up here on another dumb show. Here is from Claim to Fame last night. Right here. Do you guys know who those people are? You know who that is, Mikey?
I do not know who that is.
Okay, so those are the the Jonas Brothers?
I've heard of them.
Yeah, so they're like a boy band that started on Disney, and they've all since gone on to do their own careers. So the one on the left there is part of the Jonas Brothers, and so they're a trio. And he's actually kind of the nerdier of the three of the Jonas Brothers. The other two are kind of the heartthrobs. This one's the nerd. But there is another Jonas brother, this guy on the right, who is like he's a nobody. He's the
claim to fame.
He is the claim to fame. That's my favorite part of this show, that they were able to get this dude and get these two dudes to do it together. And the guy's so self-deprecating that he was willing to be a part of it. So we'll pick back up at the beginning. And again, both of these people here are related to a celebrity. We don't know which celebrity yet. But one of them, the guy in the gray, is about to make his guess as to who he thinks the blonde's celebrity relative is.
Boy, Damn.
Did you miss that? Did you hear that? Wasn't that great? I love this yell. I've done this yell. I've done this yell many times, so I know how she feels.
Boy. Damn.
I know who they're supposed.
What's that?
No, nothing. That guy right there.
What about him? You know him on the left?
I'm guessing they portray. They tried to make them portray a celebrity to like throw you off.
What? Who they look like? You think? Oh, the guy on the left.
Yeah.
I have 3 different guesses for that guy. One very obvious.
I got one guess.
Who's your obvious guess?
Will Smith.
Here? Oh no, really? Will Smith? Oh no. I have 3 guesses. I got Dwayne Wade. I got Chris Carter from the Vikings, a former NFL Hall of Famer, or Rick Ross. Those are my 3 guesses. I don't know if the beard is making me think Rick Ross. I'm not exactly sure why I think it's Rick Ross, but
mannerisms for me for Will Smith.
See, now just the way you're saying that now, I kind of see it actually. I didn't see that
body language and everything.
All right, now I actually kind of see it. Interesting.
Boy. Damn.
Yeah, the head shake there. Okay, Mikey.
Like Lowry.
I talked over it. She's losing her mind because of one of the clues, and they show clues again to try to tell you who to give everybody a chance to guess. And here she starts going off about now if you I know I love it. Now, if you were on this show,
I gotta watch this show.
Oh, it's great!
I'm sucked in.
It's great. It's so good. I was just sucked in too in like about 20 minutes. It was really good, and it's so stupid.
It's on Hulu.
I don't know what it's on. It's an ABC show, so I don't think it's on Hulu. I don't think it is.
Peacock.
No, that's NBC. I don't think ABC has a streaming show service, do they? I don't know.
Son of a bitch.
I don't know. Do you not have regular TV?
I don't got regular TV.
You don't have like your local channels?
I do. That means I'd have to watch it live with no like rewinding. No, I can't do that.
That's we can't be bothered with that. And watching ads and pass out. All right. Well, if I figure out a way for you, to watch it, I will. But I do have a question. If you saw just a green bench as one of the clues, would you have been able to pull Forrest Gump out of that?
I'm a big time Forrest Gump fan, so I probably, if it looked anything like that movie poster, I would have been, yep.
Same here. I was the same way.
Alabama.
Exactly. Beam One thought I was crazy that I was like, yeah, that is a very obvious clue. Because I was like, yeah, she has a point. That was a very obvious clue, that bench. What else would a green bench represent other than Forrest Gump? Clearly. And Beam One was like, I don't know, that's kind of vague to me. But so here she goes on, continuing freaking out about the rest of the clues. And it's only like it gets better. It gets better. And just think about Tom Hanks. Like this acclaimed actor, his wife's, acclaimed actress, one of his sons, now a complete awesome actor. And then another son.
Yeah.
That weirdo that talks in that weird Jamaican accent or whatever. I can't even do that pigeon or whatever.
No, I think he does the Lord's work or something.
Oh, did he?
Yeah,
he stopped doing that?
Lord's work now. I watched. Yeah, I don't know. He does like the Lord's work, and he's running some personal training rehab program. He's changing people's lives.
So wait, he gave up the whatever that language is that he was speaking, the fake reggae?
Yeah, I don't think he's Rastafarian anymore.
Oh man, that was so fun. All right, well, just poor Tom Hanks now. He has got, that kid gets himself straight, and now he's got his poor niece who's now making a laughing stock out of him and his family. Oh, hold on. It'd probably help if I cut to it, wouldn't it? All right, who's your guess for this guy? Just on looks alone? Can you guess?
Man, oh no, hang on.
I'll give you one clue. He does
look really.
He did a musician act, and he claims that his relative is a musician.
Who are you thinking it is?
I think I know who it is. I think it's John Mayer's brother.
Okay, he's got John Mayer's ears.
And it was pretty cool. They actually right after that somebody said the same thing. So I think I'm onto something. But I also heard somebody say Jim Carrey. He does have some Jim Carrey vibes.
A little bit. Yeah.
Yep. So all right.
Is his personality anything like Jim Carrey?
No, and honestly, he's a little bit more chill and kind of cool, like John Mayer.
Like John Mayer.
Yes.
Will Smith.
You think so? Oh, see, if you watch that show live, he looks. I'm telling you, Dwayne Wade. It like he even mentions that people say he looks like Dwayne Wade. And I don't know if that's a way to get you thrown off or whatever.
I don't see Dwayne Wade at all. I'm a big Dwayne Wade fan too.
Here, let's go full screen. Right there. How do you not see Dwayne Wade right there?
Okay. I see more John Wall than Dwayne Wade.
Well, what was funny too is this poor guy on the show. If you haven't watched it yet, a little spoiler. It's kind of funny. They do a thing where they do like a little talent show where they try to like either throw you off or give you a clue to as who their celebrity person is. And this dude wheels out a basketball hoop and a rack of basketballs like he's going to do a 3-point contest. Just proceeds to just brick, dunk, bunk, bunk, over and over. And then he runs up to do a dunk, and this dumb son of a bitch slides off the rim, falls underneath, and rolls himself up like fucking Tom Segura did in that dunk video. And instead of breaking his arm and his knee, this dude tears a bunch of ligaments in his foot. So he's walking around in air cast now the rest of the show. So it was great. I really enjoyed it. So if you enjoy reality TV shows, I highly recommend checking that one out. So I think that's going to probably wrap things up for us tonight. I know we've been rolling here a little bit late. I appreciate everybody doing that sticking around with us right now. I'm trying to check the chat here, see if I missed anything excited. No Fear said one of those guys is related to a New Kid on the Block. Trying to see if there are any other... The bench is obvious. The bench is as obvious as a volleyball with a face on it. I agree, James. That's a great comment for sure. Patwa. That's what somebody said. That's Chet Hanks's old language, Patwa, I think maybe. That was always some good. I remember on the old show we used to play a lot of clips of that dude. It always used to make me laugh a lot. All right, guys. I think Airy Sweet. Really great comment, Mikey. You know what John Mayer's ears look like, huh?
Yeah.
Why is that? Does he have
I
big
don't know.
ears?
Just no idea, but just instantly I thought of John Mayer's ears. I don't know why.
Is there a
I just said the first thing that came to mind.
Is there like a meme or something about John Mayer's ears, or does he have large abnormal sized ears that you know of?
Nope, it just looked like his ears. I don't know why I said it. It's the first thing that came to mind.
So here he is. Here's John Mayer's ear. Right?
Yep,
looks like a quality ear. That looks like a quality ear, bud.
Telling you. Based on ears alone. They're twins. This is doppelganger.
Well, we'll see as who Gabriel's brother is as the season progresses on Claim to Fame. I really enjoyed that show. Brap Attack. We will be live tomorrow. By the way, shout out to Brap, first in chat today, as usual. Like I said, guys, if I don't bring it up, you can just assume Brap is first in chat. I mean, he's always first in chat. And if I mention somebody else's first, then it's something, then it's news. Otherwise, Brap, you're always the man. That's going to wrap things up here. Tomorrow, we will be live 7 to 9. Friday, plan on, once I learn a little bit more about this racing event that I'm going to be DJing at on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, I will be able to talk a little bit more about how we'll do the show on Friday, whether or not we're going to do a normal time, whether or not I'm just going to fire up the live feed and just let you guys kind of watch me do my thing and hang out, and I'll check in the chat. Might give me something to do throughout the day because, you know, I'm just playing music and making announcements. It kind of gets boring after about 8 hours of it. I'm not going to lie. So it would be fun to kind of check in with you guys too. And it's going to be down by Mid-Ohio, Mansfield. So if you're down in that area, I might probably after the races or something, I'm going to be staying at a hotel down there. Maybe we'll hang out at a bar or something and kick it. Mikey, if I find out what the story is as far as if I can bring another person with me, that kind of stuff, If you want to come kick it, and I think that would be a lot of fun. I would love to do that and get some
5 hours away, man. 5 hours away. Hop,
six,
skip, and a jump.
6 actually to go where we're at because it is in mid Ohio, so you'd have to go about
so not Mansfield
hour,
directly.
a little bit past Mansfield, about 20 minutes past Mansfield, just in Lexington, Ohio is where it's at. It's the Mid Ohio Sports Car Course is what it's called. So I'm excited.
5 hours and 5 minutes away.
Oh shit, that's awesome! Hell yeah, that's a straight shot. Really, only 5 hours and 5 minutes?
And the way I drive, I'll be there at 4:20.
That sounds about right. All right, perfect. So, actually, I'd love to let you guys don't answer now because I'm about to wrap the show. But if you want to shoot me an email, do that. AnotherDumbShow@gmail.com. I'd love to hear from you guys what you are interested in as far as all of what you'd like me to do Friday. If you just want to do a quick 2-hour show, you want me to fire the whole thing up and roll all day, you guys let me know. We'll go from there. If you prefer, we roll maybe a little bit during the day. And then if Mikey does come, maybe him and I go live from the hotel room or wherever we go or whatever we do. So email me. Let me know what you guys think. AnotherDumbShow@gmail.com. Of course, you can always email the show about anything. And I'll be happy to read your emails as long as they're not totally stupid. I'll read your emails. So Mikey, I'll get that figured out. I will let you know. And then we'll start putting stuff together one way or the other.
Yeah, absolutely.
Perfect. That sounds like fun. All right, dude. Well, you enjoy the rest of your night. Get some sleep. And I will talk to you tomorrow, dude. I love you.
Love you too, buddy. See you.
Peace out, bro. All right, guys. That is going to wrap things up for us here on Another Dumb Show this evening. I appreciate everybody hanging out. Thanks again for sticking around even though we had a late start tonight. I do appreciate everybody doing that. And it is really just because I had to get my kids and all that good stuff. So I appreciate you guys being cool with that and being understanding. And I do want to give one little quick shout out. I did see you at the very beginning of the show today. I believe, I don't know if it was vanilla or strawberry. I think vanilla. But Vanilla Charlie said in there, he said, "What's up, fam?" And that just made me feel so good when I saw it, about the little fam that we've created here. I love it so much, and I'm so thankful to have all you guys. I really, truly am. So I love our community that we're building here, and I look forward to expanding it in the future. So in the meantime, the best way to do that, guys, spread the word. Tell somebody at work, one of your guys on your shift, if you're working a night shift, say you got to listen to this show. We have a lot of fun on there. let them know. That way they can all become a part of it. That way we can help this show grow and become bigger and bigger and badder and badass. You know what I'm saying? So hit that like button, turn on those subscriptions, turn on those notifications. And of course, if you want to become a member of the League of Dummies, an official member, you could do that by hitting that join button. I'm going to try to do a little research. I'll Google how to figure out how to do it on an iPhone or something like that. And then I'll get back to you tomorrow about that. Maybe I'll do a little, I got an iPad. Maybe I can do a screen record on that or something, but no iPhone. So that is going to wrap things up for us tonight. Thank you guys so much for streaming with us here on YouTube this evening. I am out of here. You guys enjoy the rest of your night. See ya.